Blissey's a female himbo, whatever you want to call that.
It's called a bimbo. I think that came
I
first.
guess so.
Himbo's actually a play on that.
Yeah, yes it is, yes. I wouldn't call Blissey a bimbo, though.
I like how
He's
woke
just
you
dumb.
are. You forgot about bimbo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Blissful Week here on Kill A Delibird, where we will talk in this hushed tone, and we'll do it ASMR-like. Welcome back to the podcast where we talk about Pokemon. We rewatched the Pokemon anime. We are in the middle of the Johto Journeys right now. We're going to be talking about 2 episodes today. Ignorance is Blissey and Bout With Sprout. I'm Kellan, the Pokemon expert who plays a lot of Pokemon, and I'm joined, as always, by Graham, the person who does not know much about Pokemon. Graham, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kellan. You could say I'm blissfully delivering this podcast. Are we trying to be like local radio NPR knockoff kind of people?
We're that thoughts for your thoughts guy.
Oh, that's
from Parks
exactly
and
what I was
Recreation.
thinking of. I'm already out of it, though.
Thoughts
What's up,
for your
folks? Let's get
thoughts.
crazy.
What's up, gamers?
I do love that line, thoughts for your thoughts.
Thoughts for your thoughts.
Today we're going to play one jazz track on top of another jazz track.
Forgot about that one.
Yes, what's up, gamers? How's it going, Kellan?
It's going.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's about, I mean, my life does not really change week to
What's
week.
it like being a Pokemon maniac? With all that Pokemon knowledge in your head, does it weigh you
It's
down?
exhausting. It's
Is it exhausting?
tiring, having to know all like 1,000+ Pokemon. It's a lot.
Do you have
It
to
takes hours of
practice?
studying.
Yeah, do you gotta like study every week? Do you have like flashcards where you're like, what move does Heracross learn at level 75?
I mean, I really should study at least somewhat because I have a sub goal on my Twitch, twitch.tv/HydraLeech, where, if I ever, God willing, if I ever reach 10 whole subscribers, I will do a stream where I name all 1,025 Pokemon from memory, and the stream won't stop until I'm done.
That is a very fun idea. I would love to see that. I'm sure our viewers would too. Viewers, go sub to Kellan on HydraLeech on Twitch so we can get that going. It's not even about the money, it's about the integrity. And
You're right, it's not about the money.
But it is kind of about the money. But
it's not about the money, it's about the Prime, which you can use for free if you link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account, and you get one free subscription every single month.
Wow, did we just bait everyone to listen to a commercial?
Whoa. Ads, hashtag ad.
Hashtag ads, yeah. I would love to see you do that, though.
It would be hard.
I would be in the chat.
I can do the first, 5 generations easy. 7 or 8 and 9 are a little trickier because they're just newer.
Right, yeah. Okay, so 9 is... There's 9 gens.
Scarlet and Violet, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost need, landmarks. So 5 is black and white.
Black and white. 6 is X and Y.
Yeah.
First 3D game.
Yeah, I can figure it out if I've got, halfway is black and white. Yeah, okay, I got it.
8 is Sword and Shield first on the Switch.
And then Sun and Moon, and then, I got it.
Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, yeah.
So I have actually...
Now name all the spin-offs in generation order.
I'm still trying to name the main games. So so I have played, I'm trying to remember which I've played. Okay, so I'm not the Pokemaniac, but I think I've technically played a game from every generation up until 6 now.
That sounds about right.
I think I've played the first 6. I have not played anything Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, or Scarvy. I think I'd maybe like to, but I don't know.
Sun and Moon is good.
Should
I like Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon looks good.
A lot of people, I mean, this happens with every generation.
Yeah, it was
people
a little
hate the new gen. There are some problems with it. It is very stop and go in terms of cutscenes and dialogue and stuff. It's very dialogue heavy. Okay. But especially for a first playthrough where you're first learning the story and stuff, I very much enjoy Sun and Moon.
That'd be interesting. I don't know if I would like that, it being story heavy, because kind of just play Pokemon for what do you play Pokemon for? The creatures, I guess, for grinding.
It's also different in that there's no
sounded
gyms.
Cool, and the location sounds cool, right? It's like a Hawaii kind of thing.
It's Hawaii, yeah.
Well, okay, Kellan, I wanted to tell you about something. So I think I updated recently on my Black and White adventure. I finished that, and then it got suggested to me, that Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that those are good games. And I'm coming at you with some fresh, hot news.
Oh.
Kids, did y'all know that Heart Gold is a pretty good game? It was
Really?
pretty good.
Wow.
I
Shocking.
started playing Heart Gold. I never played that one before. I have played Gold when I was a kid, but I'm playing Heart Gold. I have 4 badges already. I like to tell you my team, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm doing a little bit better than my black
Let me
and
guess.
white
Let me guess. It's Totodile, Sentret, Hoot Hoot, Rattata, Pidgey, Caterpie.
No. I'm actually diversifying. I'm diversifying better. Okay, so I actually went with Fire. I've got Cyndaquil.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. They're all good choices.
They're all good choices. Yeah, those are all nice starters. So I'm at the second Cyndaquil. What is the second one called?
Quilava.
Okay, I'm never gonna remember that. Lava Quill. Yeah, Quilava. I can remember that. Never mind. Okay, so I've got him. He's my starter. I did pick up a Hoot Hoot. I have been using Hoot Hoot. He is now Hoot Hoot 2.
Noctowl.
Thank you.
Noctowl's not bad.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
He's not bad. I've got a Electric Sheep.
Mareep.
Well, I named
Classic.
him Roy Batty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
He's probably a Flaffy by now.
Yeah, probably. Do you know who
Pink
Roy
guy?
Batty is?
No, I don't.
He is the antagonist in Blade Runner, and Blade Runner is based on a short story called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Ah, okay.
Yes. Felt so clever.
That double connection.
Yeah. I have
2 degrees.
a Quagsire, because you said he's
okay.
good. Yeah. So he's fun. And, geez, I have a 5th one. What the hell is it? Oh, Heracross. I got a Heracross.
Yes.
Okay. So rank my team so far. It's 5 people so far.
It's better team than your Pokemon Black team, but it's pretty basic, bitch.
Okay.
Everyone uses Mareep. Everyone uses Quagsire.
Yeah. I had no memory of using Quagsire, but I do remember using the Electric Sheep a lot. Yeah.
Everyone uses Mareep. It's not a Johto playthrough if you don't use Mareep.
Because it's like you get him early and he's good, right?
Yeah, it's very good. Ampharos is a great Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go. So, what should I be looking at, next?
You're going to ask me that. Okay, let me think. Okay, you have Typhlosion, Noctowl, Ampharos, Heracross, Quagsire. And Ampharos, Quagsire. I need to visualize this. Just a moment.
What does that mean? Oh, you gotta
I need to look at the Pokemon.
Okay.
So I can determine their types and stuff.
Really feel it out.
Luckily for me, I have sprite sheets from every game already on my computer.
Wow, that's cool.
Is it cool or is it degenerate? I'd probably say the latter.
It's cool.
Let's see here. You've got a couple rock weaknesses, but Quagsire and Heracross kind of work those out. You got 1 quad flying weakness, Ampharos. What's that? You got 2 ground weaknesses, but Quagsire is there to cover that, so that's pretty good. Fire. You've got a pretty balanced team type wise.
Nice.
Honestly.
Look at that, kids. He called me balanced.
Psychic even got Heracrosses there for. You know what, Round? If you want to keep going basic bitch, I say go get that Eevee and evolve it into the evolution of your choice that doesn't conflict with another typing that you already have.
Probably, I was thinking Eevee. So,
Espeon or Umbreon.
I was actually thinking that, Kellan. I was thinking Umbreon is the dark Eevee, right?
Yep.
I was thinking Umbreon. I actually was.
Yeah, either Espeon or Umbreon would be good choices.
Cool. Well, like my 6th slot right now is Sudowoodo. I named him Penis Tree, but I don't think I'm going to use him.
Yeah, Sudowoodo's all right. He's not great, but he's not bad.
I was surprised that there isn't a cuss filter in there. I could name him Penis Tree.
Not until Gen 5. They did Gen 5 is when they started filtering things.
Is that when online started? Or no, online started in 4, right?
Yeah, but I think 4 they realized, maybe we should do that.
People are naming their Pokemon Dick Butt.
But yeah, you can't do that anymore, unfortunately.
Simpler times.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll have an easier time with this team.
Cool.
Than you did in Black.
I'm excited. I actually put some kind of thought into it this time.
Instead of just chucking balls at the Route 1 Pokemon and saying, hey, Let's go with you.
Well, it's harder when you don't recognize them, right?
Yeah, that's why then you go based on vibes, you know? I vibe with this design. That's what I do in new Pokemon games. I look for the new Pokemon and I catch them. If I'm like, I like this guy, I want to use this guy, then I use the guy.
Yeah, I did that in Black. I just liked
you
the
did.
first Pokemon.
No, then you gotta really vibe. You gotta have standards.
I gotta have better standards for vibes. I can't vibe with that
correct
little rat thing. Okay.
Yeah. Don't vibe with Patrat. That thing's garbage.
Well, he's such a freak. I was like,
weird.
I kind of wanted 6 of him.
He evolves into a crossing guard.
Yeah, true.
He's got that vest on.
He does have that vest. He's kind of ugly, but I appreciate that.
Anyway.
Yeah, we should get into our next segment. All right, before the episodes, and trust us, they are coming. We are delivering you chapter 3 of the Murder of Tracey Sketchit today. So,
Poggies.
If you haven't listened to the first 2 chapters, go back to Chikorita of Eden and A Streetcar Named Quagsire, because parts 1 and part 2 are in those episodes. Now, I will give a quick recap of what is going on so far. So,
Tracey's fucking dead.
Yeah, he was found dead in the woods, gashes across his neck, and his eyes are missing. Quite gruesome, quite brutal. I don't know what kind of freak would even think of writing this. Officer Jenny took Professor Oak into custody. He's the lead suspect, and there were rumors around town of Oak yelling, berating at Tracey. Delia, though, she goes to Mew3 for help. Mew3 is a detective now. He learns and takes Oak's account of things, and Oak is actually claiming innocence. Jenny kind of is setting him up, and the coroner's office at the end of chapter 2 has revealed that traces of Berry, the Pokemon held item Berry, were found in Tracey's fatal wounds. Jenny has released Oak, and Mew3 has shifted his investigation onto Pokemon. The murderer is thought to be a Pokemon. And now we begin chapter 3. Confessions of a Pallet Town Psycho. I live in Pallet Town. My name is Mimey, and I am a Mr. Mime. I wake up every morning before dawn to start my routine. I begin by sweeping the kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and it is important to keep it clean. I do 2 rounds of sweeping to ensure cleanliness. If there are any scuff marks on the floor, I will buff them out with a rag. Sweeping is followed by a gentle rinse and a careful mopping. I then allow the floor to dry before carefully applying a shining wax. While the wax sets, I begin my exercises. A Mr. Mime's barrier ability will decline over time if it is not regularly tested. I start with 3 sets of 10 barriers, followed by lunges and crunches. Barrier abilities require a strong core. This is followed by practicing barrier with varied specifications: vertical and horizontal, angled and straight, elevated and grounded. Then I see how long I can keep a large barrier active for. I can do nearly 30 minutes. After exercise, I meet Delia in the kitchen for a light breakfast: eggs on rice with spinach and tea. A balanced diet is important for both sweeping and performing barrier. After that, I help Delia with her gardening. Every plant has its own water and fertilizer specification, which we distribute according to a detailed chart. We have optimized the layout of the garden to account for sunlight and soil composition. Trips to the local market are a common late morning or early afternoon activity. I accompany Delia to carry produce and bread. Together, we create a well-functioning machine. The house is well kept and optimized. The late afternoon involves cooking and preparing ingredients. For supper, we often have a house guest, such as the nearby esteemed researcher Professor Oak, or visitors from Viridian City such as Nurse Joy or Officer Jenny. Delia's meals are well regarded in the community, and I pride myself as a meaningful contributor to our shared success. Our success in home and reputation has been largely unblemished. I have resolve and a strong mind. However, I cannot forget the days that dickhead Brock interrupted our schedule. I remember the first time I saw him sweep the floor. He held the broom impossibly straight. Firm strokes to the left and right with mechanical precision. He weaved across the floor systematically and followed a near-optimal sweeping plan. Could it be better than my methodology? He made me doubt my own success. Was he mocking me? The pattern of his broom strokes burrowed into my mind. The slight got worse when Delia acknowledged his actions.
Thanks, Brock. It's so great to have another pair of hands around.
She smiled at him. I still can't believe she complimented Brock in front of me. After all I do here, after all my dedication and effort in optimizing this household, I had to posture myself. I could not lose face to this intruder. I could not stay silent any longer without letting Brock know what he had got to me. So I straightened up and reminded the room that I existed.
Mime!
I bellowed. That would make things right. The length of my speech would convey a sense of appreciation while still feeling casual. The sharpness of my tone would contrast with the softness of the word to make Brock understand I acknowledged him as a rival. In turn, I spent approximately 2 seconds looking each of them in the eye. This would allow me to connect with them and to make my presence felt. Brock continued to live with us until Delia's son returned. Thankfully, Brock decided to join Ash in traveling to Johto. I would be able to run the house again, and Delia would appreciate me. I was worried for a moment that Ash's other friend, introduced as Tracy, would take Brock's place, but Tracy had aspirations outside of housework and positioned himself to impress Professor Oak. Still, I decided then to pay attention to Tracy. I could tell he was like me, bold yet understated, direct yet removed. I think it was his eyes. They both sparkled and felt empty. I felt like he could break into my territory if he needed to. Fortunately, I have not had many encounters with Tracy, and will not ever again. Tracy was found dead 3 days ago. A hotshot police officer with notable credentials was brought in from one of the big cities. That seems like a smart move and the case will soon be solved. I would not care at all except that Professor Oak has been locked up as the primary suspect and Delia has been in distress. My sweeping has gone completely unappreciated. Gardening has been placed on me entirely and mealtime is non-existent. I cannot live like this. Our reputation as the top household in Pallet is threatened. To take my mind off matters I cannot change, I start cleaning the kitchen floor for the 3rd time today. I hear a knock at the door. A tall figure wearing a hat can be seen through the blurred window of the front door. I open. It's a Pokemon. Tall with smooth skin, the Pokemon is wearing a yellow trench coat and a matching fedora. His clothes have been recently pressed and fit him nicely. Impressive.
Hello, my name is Mew3.
The Pokemon speaks in the human tongue.
Are you Mimey, the Mr. Mime? I know Delia and would like to speak with you.
Mime?
I say. I confirm his assumption and allow him to enter. I quickly serve tea and baking in order to assert myself as the optimal housemaker. I choose biscuits in order to show the guest my ability to keep a pastry moist yet chewy. For tea, I pick a classic green, double steeped and brewed with rice for the cleanest drinking experience.
Mimey, I'll cut to the chase.
Mew3 says.
I want to know where you were the afternoon that Tracey Sketchit was murdered. We know a Pokemon was responsible for the murder, and you would have known Tracy well. You also seem to have advanced agency for a Pokemon. Not many Pokemon could make a treat like what you just served me. Now, I'm not saying you're a top suspect yet or anything, just that I need a reason to rule you out. So, what were you doing that day?
Mime?
I tell him a detailed breakdown of my afternoon 3 days ago. It was a market day, so the details are easy to recall. Delia and I bought 3 large potatoes, a bulb of garlic, a large onion, 6 carrots, and 2 pounds of chicken thigh. We had gone straight to the market and back and began to prepare curry for the evening meal. Delia had the news on in the background in order to stay current on popular events and make conversation. Tracy's murder was announced, while the curry ingredients were already boiled and the sauce was being thickened. I brought Mew3 receipts from our purchases that day. I keep all receipts in an effective filing system, organized by purpose and date, so bringing up the right receipts could be done without impacting the flow of conversation.
Alright, thanks, Mimey,
said Mew3.
I'm gonna move along and take this information to the police. For what it matters, I don't think you did it. Be sure to ring me up if there's any information you forgot to tell me.
With that, Mew3 left. The whole conversation only took a quarter of an hour, but I felt drained. Mew3 clearly only half believed me. Did he not see the kitchen floor? Did he not taste the biscuit? I have worked my way up in this world, and through it, and I have become an expert in my craft. Does he not know what that means? I have never felt dismissed like this before. Not by Brock, not by Tracy. What does this mean? What am I doing here? All the chores? All the barriers? Is any of it even real? And where is Delia? I run out of the house and down the street. Maybe I did kill Tracy. He reminded me of Brock. I should have killed Brock when I had the chance. Maybe that would have impressed Delia. Maybe that would have impressed myself. So did I kill Tracy? I can't even tell anymore. I need to tell someone. Or maybe not. Maybe I need to confirm for myself. Can I remember? Has this mask I wear day in and day out seeped into my brain? I keep running down the street. Out of Palatown now, I run towards the woods. I remember from the news broadcast that it was these woods where Tracy's body was found. Maybe if I go there, I can remember. Maybe I can remember and bring everything back to normal. Back to sweeping. Back to barriers. Down the path now, I cut across into the deep part of the woods. I see signs of conflict in the bush. A broken branch here, footprints there. And near a tall tree, blood. Dark and old, practically faded, but definitely blood. I start to recall. I know what I am, even if it is nothing. Even if it is chaos and chaos alone. I cling to structure day in and day out, when even I cannot control a thing. Just then I hear a sound behind me. Swiveling around, I see the barrel of a gun and hear,
Police! Freeze! Put your hands up and remain where you are.
Mine.
I scream. I see a policewoman with blue hair holding the gun. Beside her, Mew3, dressed the same as before. I can talk to him. He will understand me. I can give a confession and feel relief from his madness that has overtaken me. I do not know what will happen next, but I know I must make the step.
Mine! Mine! Mine!
I confess to Mew3. I tell him how I've killed a lot of people and Pokemon. I killed 3 Magikarp over by the pond. I nailed some Rattata to a stick, maybe 5 or 10. A Nurse Joy I met up by Viridian. I left her in a parking lot behind a donut shop. I murdered the mailman and I have his head in our freezer. You know my old Mr. Mime companion? I killed him too. With a chainsaw. I had to. He almost got away. I even ate some of his brains. I have murdered so many people. And I murdered Tracey Sketchit with an axe to the face. Tracey Sketchit. His body is dissolving in a bathtub in Delia's house. I have killed a lot of people. Maybe 20, maybe 40.
Pipe down, Mimey.
Mew3 yells.
I don't know what this is all about, but we know who the killer is. We are here to bring them in. Now put your hands up and come out here.
I put my hands up and walk towards the police. Just then, I hear a rustling from the tree where I found Tracy's blood. I look back. Maybe I didn't kill Tracy after all. Or did I? And that concludes Chapter 3.
Dun dun dun.
Did Mr. Mime kill Tracey Sketchit? Did he also kill the mailman? Has Mew3 cracked the case? Tune in for the shocking finale as our story wraps up in Chapter 4. Whew.
What I noticed here is that Delia must be really rich if that was her grocery shop trip. 'Cause 2 pounds of chicken thigh, that costs like $1 billion.
Living.
Really?
Yeah,
really
groceries are
too
fucked.
much. Yeah, it's messed up. Anyway,
I
I also wanted Mr. Mime to piss everywhere to assert his dominance, but oh well.
Yeah. Hey, shout us out in the comments if you know what that what that whole scene was a reference to. Don't say it, Kellan. I want to see if anyone figures it out. That was referencing a movie.
Is Blue's Clues, I believe.
Can you find the murder victim?
So Blue put her clues on a knife, a pint of blood, and a tarp. What does Blue want to do today?
Purchase acid.
We have to cook, Steve.
We have to cook, Steve. Oh my god. Now that is humor. You did it, Kellan. You cracked humor.
We have to put that on the fan art list. Breaking Blue's Clues.
Breaking Blue's Clues. Yeah, someone make us a picture of Steve and Blue as Jesse Pinkman and Heisenberg.
Breaking Blue's Clues. Putting that on there.
We should get to what this podcast is actually about. Hey, Kellan, this is a Pokemon Rewatch podcast where we rewatch Pokemon anime. And
yeah,
this
I said
week,
that earlier.
we are doing 2 episodes. Well, I just wanted to remind them since we we did some weird shit.
Okay. Well, let's jump into episode 131. Ignorance is Blissey.
Let's do it.
So we're in Happy Town, which is
What a happy place to be.
a very dumb name, but okay.
It's
We're
night.
exhausted and hungry and tired.
Yeah, everyone's complaining.
Thankfully, there's a Pokemon Center real close by, but they go up and it's locked. Seems to be closed.
Seems to be. Hello. And then someone bursts out. I actually thought it was a Chansey at first also, but it's not.
Hello, nurse.
It's the evolved form. Man, how good was Animaniacs?
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's not what you're quoting?
No, I know the reference.
Oh, okay.
I've just never watched an episode.
Okay. Well, it's very funny and actually kind of your thing. So, anyways,
I've seen bits. I've seen the we need to find the prints.
Yeah,
And
fingerprints.
one of them
yeah.
fingerprints. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Everyone knows.
Anyway, yes,
that
this is
part.
Blissey.
Right. So it's not a Chansey, it's a Blissey, and you can tell it's different
Friend-shaped.
because it has more hair.
Yeah, frilly hairdo and a white lower half, and it just looks more mature, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
Chansey who went to the spa.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. A Chansey that
on a
got
spa day.
Chansey had a spa day, and that's Blissey.
That's Blissey. All right, so bursts out, knocks Ash over. We get the Dex entry. Blissey is the happiness Pokemon. It's Chansey evolution. Basically, they can also be nurses. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
They're yeah. It's Blissey,
Mhm.
and Blissey is a good Pokemon. Very good.
Oh, in games.
Yeah, it's I mean, casually it's not amazing because it's just kind of hard to use, but it is one of the specially bulkiest Pokemon
Okay.
that there is. It has, I believe, the highest HP stat of all Pokemon.
Oh, you know what? That sounds familiar. That
Yeah.
Blissey was known for high HP because it does in a card game too, right? Or like
Mhm.
it did back in the day.
Yeah,
Before numbers got wacky.
before everything got gigantic HP.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe it has the highest HP, and then its special defense is also very, very good. And so it's a huge special. It's like one of the best special tanks there is. But on the trade off, its physical defense is really, really terrible. And so if you punch it and it'll die.
Okay. So it's kind of like a mage sort of class, like one that has like
Sure.
high magical defense.
Yeah, sure. It's tough to use casually, but it's always been up at the top in terms of competitive Pokemon, I think.
That is interesting. I did not know
Yeah.
that. And it arrived in Gen 2, right? Like Gen
Yep.
1 has Chansey,
This was
And
its
then this-
debut.
and this was its evolution. Is it just a natural evolution?
By happiness.
Oh, because there's these like latent characteristics, right?
Yep. They introduced friendship in Gen 2. That's how you get Blissey and Espeon/Umbreon.
Hmm.
Any more in Gen 2? I think there's a couple more in Gen 2. Togepi into Togetic. Crobat. A bunch of the babies. Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, all evolve via happiness. And that's it for Gen 2 at least.
Okay, neat. Very neat.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Blissey. You know, the kids are hungry, though. So Blissey's going to make food for them. However, she's bringing out the food, and it looks like she's going to drop it. Brock's going, you can't get too carried away when you're carrying trays, and boom, food goes all over Ash.
Oh no, Ash gets covered in food. And so
He's
he
still
needs
hungry.
he needs to wash up. And then Blissey peeks in on Ash in a towel. And it's like, hey, you need me to wash your back?
This
And
is
Ash
a,
is like,
this is a
"Sure."
trope in anime, washing backs.
That's an odd trope.
I guess it's like a thing in Japan, I guess. I don't
Okay.
know. I this is way out of my pay grade. I do not know
Yeah.
about washing backs either, Kellan.
I can reach my entire back, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I can reach my whole back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like doing it right now just to make sure. Yeah, I can reach my back.
But she tries to clean his back with like a really hard broom and ends up scarring him.
With a scrub daddy.
Yeah.
So the scrub daddy, causes a wound on his back. And then she grabs rubbing alcohol, throws it on. So he's screaming.
Meanwhile, Joy is waking up at this point. She's been sleeping in with earplugs, which probably aren't the most professional thing to do if you're the only on-duty nurse.
Yeah, she doesn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But what's hilarious is like, okay, so Blissey's got Ash like wrapped up like a mummy, and this is
Yep.
like the first thing she sees.
And so Joy apologizes for Blissey. You know, her heart's in the right place. And so Brock's like, who cares where her heart is as long as I'm with you? Ha, your heart's in my hands or something like that. I didn't write it down. I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, who cares where her heart is? Because my heart is in your hand. So
Yeah.
And then Misty goes, and your ear is in mine. And she goes into the
drags it
ear-pulling
away.
bit. It was a good delivery.
So, and later, it's nighttime. Togepi and Pikachu are sleeping in their own bed. Very adorable.
Mm-hmm.
And the gang are trying to sleep, but
They're
they
so
didn't get
hungry.
food.
Yeah.
Ash is complaining. He's like, I didn't even do anything wrong, and I got sent to bed without dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And Misty and Brock are like, shut the fuck up. We're both starving too.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel it. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't, try to eat again. It seems weird.
Yeah, I mean, at least something like some crackers or something, you know. Some,
But you know who else is
rice,
starving?
I don't know.
Team Rocket outside.
Oh, yeah. So they're watching outside the Poke Center. They're thinking about sneaking in to steal Pokemon and food because they're that hungry. Say they don't have a single crummy crumb, and there's no leftovers left over.
Yeah, so they pop in under the diner floor. There's just a loose tile that leads into an underground tunnel or something.
Which is strange, yeah.
Which is very weird. They just pop up in the middle of the
I didn't think about
center.
how weird that was till you pointed that out. You're right.
Very strange. But the trash has been taken out. There's no leftovers, anything. All Meowth can find is a parsnip in the fridge.
Oh, dang.
And so he's going to take it, though.
He runs away. It's my parsnip.
Yeah, Jesse follows him and then footsteps. And Jesse comes across Blissey, who suddenly tackles her to the ground and seems so happy.
Oh, my goodness.
And Jesse sees the necklace around Blissey's neck, which is like a little oval that's been cut in half. And would you look at that? Jesse has the other half.
Yeah, and calls her old friend. So that's wild.
Very strange. So they sit in a booth, all of them, and they have a chat, and we get some backstory. The only thing missing here is coffee. They're having a chat over coffee or something.
Yeah, they do need some coffee.
Yeah. So we get the backstory. Jessie got rejected as a nurse, and so she decided she was going to go to Pokemon nursing school, which wasn't really a Pokemon nursing school as much as it was a Pokemon nursing school. Because she's the only human amongst a bunch of Chansey.
Exactly. And it's funny how, they don't really seem to call that out. She's just there and she's the only human.
Yeah, and all the Chansey go, Chansey! And Jessie goes, Jessie!
Yeah.
Great.
That's a very funny bit, actually. And so in their class, though, there's this Chansey who's clumsy. And that's the Blissey, basically the younger version of, but this same Blissey. And Jessie and her become friends kind of early on.
Yeah, she helps her out with her bandage wrapping. Chansey thanks her and joins her for lunch, and then gets so excited that she jumps around and spills all of her food and tea onto Jessie, who says, I guess this lunch is on me. Yeah,
I actually wrote that down as a sweet sentence. Even though you paid for it, this lunch is on me. I like that.
And Chansey tries to read a book, but she's been holding it upside down. And Jessie tells her, maybe it's a little easier if you turn that around.
Bulbapedia calls this out that it kind of seems like Chanseys are literate, which is, if true, is kind of wild, isn't it? That Pokemon can be literate?
Chansey read Grapes of Wrath. I believe that is in the Dex.
Yeah, Chansey cried during the baby scene. Y'all Grapes of Wrathers know what I'm talking about.
It's weird. Some Pokemon hatch out of the eggs with objects. Farfetch'd always has that leak. Kangaskhan hatches with a child already in its pocket. All Chansey hatch out of the egg with a full knowledge of the Grapes of Wrath. Very weird.
Yeah, they come out of the egg with War and Peace just under their arm.
When they hatch is determined by how when they finish reading the book.
Oh, yeah. It's so some of them who just are not feeling it, are in there for a long time.
Yeah. Man, your Chansey hatched really quickly. Yeah, it got really, really into the Outsiders.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Outsiders.
I read that one.
Oh, nice.
It was high school, so I had to, but I read it.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, Chansey can read apparently, and then the Chansey are practicing their sing technique to soothe Pokemon and help them. But Jessie falls asleep and gets berated by the instructor.
Yeah, it's disciplined. So a lot of sadness, lashing out. She's wondering will she never become a Pokemon nurse.
And Chansey tries to comfort her, but Jessie lashes out, but realizes, my anger's not with you, it's with myself. She apologizes and realizes maybe she doesn't have what it takes to become a Pokemon nurse. Oh,
it's rough realization. And it's not that she doesn't have what it takes. It's just that it is a chancy position. And she's a human.
And then we get the best part of either of these episodes. The Chansey are in a dark room, all holding candles, going, Chansey, Chansey, as they receive their nurses' hats.
Cult behavior.
Incredible. Love it.
They each have to sacrifice a bell sprout to the Dark Lord.
Snap it in half and drink the insides. Slurp it out like a smoothie.
Slorp glorp it. So there's a nice sad music playing in the background during this part of the flashback. I did like the touch there. Jessie's watching from the corner, or like from outside the room, and she kind of slips out. She's gonna leave. The Chansey runs out after her. She wants to give Jessie her nursing hat, which she just earned. But Jessie's like, no, you're going to be the nurse. And this is where we get the medal backstory. So there was like the oval medal around the neck. This is where she breaks it in half, and each are going to take a piece to remember the other by.
Aww, how sweet.
Very.
And then Jessie heads out, and we're back in the present day. James and Meowth are bawling over this story.
I love scenes that show how much of softies James and Meowth are.
Yeah.
If they're ever given like an Oliver Twist kind of backstory, they just bawl their eyes out. It's so fun.
You really do.
Yeah.
Their stomachs growl though, and so Blissey's like, oh my god, you guys are starving. I need to help my friends. And so she takes them to the back storeroom and gives them all of the food.
There's enough food back here to give a Snorlax indigestion.
And so the next morning, the gang wake up to find that all there is for breakfast are like a couple of eclairs or something. What looked like eclairs.
Like stale croissants, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not a good situation.
So someone must have stolen the food. Let's check the cameras. And what's this? Blissey's the culprit.
Ooh.
Why would Blissey steal everything?
Yeah, this is not good.
And so Team Rocket are spying, and they realize, or Jessie realizes, that, we probably shouldn't have taken all that food. Like, Blissey was trying to help us, but we shouldn't have taken it back. But we can't just give it back, because that doesn't explain why Blissey gave us the food in the first place. So James comes up with the idea, let's say we tricked Blissey into giving us all of the food. And so they drop the food, and on a bullhorn are like, we dropped all of the food we stole from the Pokemon Center. Ah!
Yeah, oh look, Jessie, the food we stole. And this allows the gang to run out. Yeah, so this is like the scheme, I guess, which is like cute. It's very funny. They're saying one of our very few friends is in trouble. They recognize they don't have a lot of friends. So they do got to help out Blissey. They also see it as a chance to enhance their criminal reputation.
Prepare for trouble, you little nurse, and you make it double, we'll make it worse. Which is a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
They explain the whole we tricked Blissey. To give us all of the food. And Ash is like, you give that food back.
He's so
now.
angry.
He's so fired up.
Yeah.
He's starving.
So Jessie's going to blackmail him. How about we trade food for Pokemon?
And Joy's like, no. We can't do that.
That is not how we're going to do. Blissey runs out. Blissey's just like, she loves Jessie. She's not very aware of the situation. She runs across the battlefield, and Jessie's trying to get through to her. She's like, you're a nurse in a Pokemon Center. I'm the beautiful yet evil member of Team Rocket. It'll look bad if you're friends with me.
Yeah, this Blissey doesn't seem to have much self-awareness.
No, she's this
or
very
awareness
earnest soul, right? She's like, she's the exact definition of that, like, heart in the right place, but like where the brains kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes to help. She's not so good at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her. Like, she's kind and sweet, but so dumb.
If it weren't for the healthcare shortage of workers, this Blissey would not have a job, I don't think.
Okay, I see.
So, yeah, Blissey tries to run at Jessie, and Jessie's like, no, don't do this. You can't do that. No. Blissey doesn't care. She just wants to see her friend. And so Jessie plans to assault Blissey with Lickitung and Arbok, which is bad because, like I said earlier, physical attacks kill Blissey very easily.
Is this game consistent?
No, because with one slam attack from Lickitung, Blissey should be dead.
Well, the slam does hurt him quite a bit. And
Yeah.
that is where Jessie kind of switches strategies. And she goes, Lickitung attack, but lightly.
It's not what we talked about. Don't actually hurt her. Lickitung slam gently.
Gently. Arbok bite easily. And they like at the very last minute just like barely poke the Blissey. It's pretty funny.
Which that would still do a lot of damage to Blissey. But they do that. Blissey still doesn't care. She's battered up, she's bruised, she's beaten. She's still like, Jessie, my friend, my love, come to me.
Help me. We're friends, aren't they?
So Jessie shoots a rocket near her.
Yeah. Right at the feet, like before her kind of thing. And Team Rocket's screaming at the twerps. And this is pretty good because, like, they just want the twerps to fight them already, right? They're like yelling at the twerps for not helping Blissey.
Yeah, they want Ash and them to fight back so that they can be blasted off again and leave the food behind.
Mm-hmm.
But Joy and the gang are like, Blissey is doing this because she knows what she did is wrong, and she's fighting for herself and for us. We need to let her do this. And Jesse and James are like, fucking thunderbolt us, please.
Like, just kill us already.
Yeah, Meowth grabs Pikachu then. Pikachu bolts them, and they're like, oh, finally they're attacking us. Jesus. And Jessie gives like the nod to Blissey, and Blissey's like, oh, I get what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. But so Ash still starving, sends out Squirtle and Chikorita. Pikachu thunderbolts. Lickitung runs in with a But Chikorita grabs it with a Vine Whip, swings Lickitung around by his tongue, which would hurt.
That looks quite cool, actually, though.
Water Gun sends Team Rocket fleeing to the balloon. They try to take off with the food. Uh-oh. They're like, never mind. Screw this. We're taking the food with us. And, but Razor Leaf cuts the rope, pops the balloon. Team Rocket goes blasting off again.
Yeah, and Blissey's kind of remembering Jessie fondly as she goes flying away.
Yeah, it sees her in the sky. Oh, sweet. Brock says, for a minute there, I thought our gooses were cooked.
Nice.
Not gooses. It's geese, Brock.
Yeah, well, people don't give a fuck. The English language is used and abused daily. Even the English themselves don't respect it. They call everything pudding except for pudding.
They call cookies biscuits? What the fuck?
Oh, what the fuck?
What's wrong
and what
with
do they
England?
call biscuits? Scones?
Yeah, something like that.
I think so.
What are chips to them? Crisps.
Oh,
Ew.
crisps is the worst. What the fuck does that even
Crisps.
mean? And then they call fries chips.
Putting two S sounds surrounding a P, horrible decision, Brits.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's just
Crisps.
unpleasant sounding.
Horrible. I will say I do like corridor.
Ah, you like that word?
Corridor is a good word. Yeah,
How about Q?
for Holloway.
Q is kind of fun.
A Q, yeah. Q is an interesting word. You know, it's the letter Q followed by 4 silent vowels.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Kind of cool.
Very strange.
Well, there's words with Kellan and Graham.
British words.
Yeah,
Join us next
British
week for more
slang.
British slang.
Yeah.
Well, we'll rate. 75 subs on Twitch. We'll do the British slang tier list.
Bloody hell is S tier.
Bloody hell. I like. Are you taking the piss?
Ah, you taking the
Taking
piss.
the piss. Taking the piss is a great one. That's my favorite. S tier as well.
All
That's a
right.
teaser. 75 subs.
That's a teaser.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll also do the Pokemon Mom tier list at some point. I actually
Okay,
want
you
to
said-
do that at some point. If anybody wants us to do the Pokemon Mom tier list, shout us out.
British slang is 75 subs. 50 subs from was I brought it up last week. What was it? 50 subs, and we'll do the fuck. I can't even remember. I can't
We'll
remember.
give
It was something really
tutorials on
stupid.
how to wax our assholes.
No. I made the joke last week. I can't remember what it was. 10 subs is name all 1,000 Pokemon. We'll do a Pokemon Mom tier list at 25 subs.
There you go. There you go.
Back to the center. Everything's okay now. Togepi and Pikachu are sitting in booster seats. Holy shit, that's so cute.
That is very cute.
Oh my god. Blissey runs in with the food as last time, but this time doesn't drop it. She sets it down gently.
Very nice.
Very good. They finally get to eat after how long?
I know, it's been forever. Ash is going to die.
Team Rocket now are floating in the ocean. Jesse's just happy they could have helped an old pal.
They're happy to have helped Blissey out of a jam. Speaking
Yeah.
of jam, do you have any? And then Meowth and James just start naming breakfast spreads. They're like marmalade, jelly,
preserves.
Yeah, I don't remember them all.
And that's the episode, which, fun fact, as Bulbapedia notes, this episode is based on Jessie's Japanese voice actresses, Megumi Hayashibara, her IRL nursing school experience.
I read that too,
pretty neat.
and tried to look into it. There isn't a source cited on Bulbapedia, so I'm like a little bit suspicious of the full story there. But the Japanese voice actor for Jessie was a nurse before she was a voice actor. That I could find evidence of. Whether this was like based on that fact or not, or just a coincidence, not sure.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's on her Wikipedia. She went to nursing school.
Yeah,
with
that's
a bunch of
verified.
big pink things, and told her or helped one of them read a book.
And I was the only human there, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's the episode. We got through that one quickly.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have more about it because it's silly as hell, and I think it's a great episode.
It's a fun episode.
Oh well.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. We spent a good 20 minutes.
Book me.
It's the runtime. All right, so the trope I'm thinking of, TVTropes names it as break his heart to save him. It's kind of a variant of, that get away, dog, we don't love you anymore kind of thing we talked about with Stantler. But this is more on sort of like a human kind of level. And Blissey is just kind of a bit of like a stupid human in this one.
Blissey's a female himbo, whatever you call that.
It's called a bimbo. I think that came first.
I guess so.
Himbo's actually a play on that.
Yeah, I guess it is, yes. I wouldn't call Blissey a bimbo, though.
I like how
He's
woke you
dumb.
are. You forgot about bimbo. Very progressive, Kellan. Well, so in Ella Enchanted, there is this kind of arc where Ella is cursed, right? And she wants to like push away her suitor, even though she likes him because she thinks that her curse will bring him in. But then when she kind of realizes it's not really a curse, that whole thing, she then needs to win him back. So there's a bit of some subversion there. Of course, in Twilight New Moon, literary classic, Edward attempts to push away Bella because association with Bella brings all kinds of danger. This is something we see in Spider-Man too, where he's like pushing away Mary Jane because of putting her in danger with all the villains that are after him, that sort of thing. So that's this kind of trope there. Jessie has to push away Blissey because she loves her.
Aw, how sweet of her. Let's rank it, baby.
Yeah, this will be fun. Okay, so this is the plastic ping pong picture of objective rankings. We're going to pull 2 categories at random from the past plastic ping pong pitcher of ping pongs. Each ping pong has a category on it, which we will rate the episode based on. Kellan, what are you pulling?
Come on, literal cult behavior. That's what I'm hoping for, but it is Team Rocket's scheme.
10. I love the scheme. It's cute. It's endearing. It makes sense. They pull it off.
You know what? Do they? They try to get away at the end with it.
Yeah, they have a bit of a moment, but...
Oh, but you're kind of right. They're trying to give the food back. They're being silly about it. Yeah, 10.
Team Rocket schemes also work better in Team Rocket episodes. Not a crazy observation, but, their insistence on having Team Rocket in every episode sometimes waters down their effectiveness.
Hole, vacuum, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Holes in vacuum. You can tell they just kind of phoned it in.
All right, we have a
let's
perfect
pull the
10.
second category.
Can we get a second 10? The category is the plot.
Ooh. This one has a fun plot, too, though.
It does. I don't think it's a 10.
I don't think it's a 10 either. It's a good classic trope. It does feel like a fairly classic tale. It's like a strong sort of episode that you would think about.
Getting some backstory from Jessie that she went to a nursing school and was
it would be nice if they did.
That's excellent.
I hope they do more with this. Like, looking at it, this episode is referenced in the future, but I don't know how much. I would hope that this could have been used as like a lot of foundation. Like, I almost wondered if Blissey was going to go with them, but
that would have been interesting.
That would have been wild, right?
Yeah, the main plot, they go to the center, there's no food. Blissey tries to help them. Blissey is a little incompetent. Jesse's there. Jesse went to school with Blissey. Blissey gives them all the food in a weak moment. They try to give the food back. Ash gets food. Pikachu sits in a booster seat.
It's character driven. It's
It
character
is.
driven drama. So I do like how the plot emerges from that, of basically going at every step. What are the characters' motivations here? So that's actually strong writing. I
I'm gonna
agree
say
with
8.
you. It's not a 10. Yeah, I was kind of
That's
going
high
there
up there.
8.2.
8.2. Okay. So that is 8.1 overall for plot, which gives this episode a 9.05.
That's strong.
Our best Johto episode yet.
There we go. Good job, Blissey with a chance, or whatever you're
But
called. Ignorance
is
is
Blissey.
Blissey.
But will it be overtaken by episode 132, About with Sprout?
This one's kind of wild too, actually.
This is an
isn't it?
interesting one. Yeah.
And Team Rocket in this episode gets pretty wild. I just want to say.
Oh, yeah. So we open this episode.
Hold on, though, Kellan.
What?
Okay, I'm just recalling some things, though. I said that I'm doing Heart Gold right now, right?
Mhm.
And I am now realizing things about Johto Journeys and what they're referencing a lot more than I realized at
Mhm.
first watch. So, okay, so two things. One, I want to go back to, I believe it's the very first episode of Johto Journeys with the totodile. If you pick Cyndaquil at the beginning of the game opens up with a totodile being stolen
Yeah.
in the game. And that's what
Yeah.
happens in the episode. I didn't put that
Yeah,
together.
The starter that you're weak to gets stolen.
Gets
That's how
stolen.
Johto works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring that up when we were reviewing the episode?
I don't know.
That's a very nice, that was a nice parallel. They put that in the show. And
Because it
here,
wasn't the rival that does it in the show.
no, it's not the rival. It's Team Rocket instead. Accidentally Team Rocket. But in this one, we also see it. There is a school in the town, in Violet City.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, and I guess the show is asserting that this is that school, referencing the school in the town. And of course, the Bellsprout Tower is in the town. That's a
Yes.
bit more obvious of one, though.
Yeah. And so you kind of buried the lead there. Holy shit, we're in Violet City.
Yeah, we're in Violet City.
We did it. We got there. Only took how many episodes?
14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're in Violet City, and Pikachu stops to smell the flowers, as we all should, when two children grab at him to play, which makes him very angry, and Ash runs in to save them from getting shocked and gets bolted himself. And so the teacher of the school comes running in to this super cute, xylophone, vibraphone version of the Route 29 theme. I couldn't tell you the difference between those instruments, so I'll just give them both. Marimba, maybe?
And what is significant about Route 29 that you remember that? Just that's like an intro song?
Yeah, it's just the theme that plays on that route and a few others.
And a few others, okay.
It's one of the route songs, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a remix I recognize, I like to point them out. So
No,
this
that's
teacher
great.
comes in.
It sounded good.
Teacher comes in, she's a woman, and so Brock does what he does best, flirts.
Yeah. She's a relatively good-looking anime character too.
Sure.
In terms of the women that Brock simps over. Not saying I condone it, but we also don't get a ton of personality out of this character, so
No.
she's very background.
Yeah. The kids are amazed that Ash is a trainer, and they'll be trainers when they graduate from the academy. And they're like, oh, what? An academy? This is a school? Crazy. This is Miss Priscilla.
Right. And Brock wants to, he thinks the kids are so lucky because they get to spend time, with Miss Priscilla. And this is where we are suddenly and aggressively introduced to the principal. Man, is he something.
Earl Dervish.
Earl Dervish. He's got Wario mustaches for eyebrows and hair.
And he wears blue tights and spins.
Yeah, like a blue leotard, and he spins all the time.
So this guy is the teacher in the Violet City school in the games, as well as in Pokemon Stadium 2.
Okay, I did not notice him. He's not as drawn as
Oh yeah, they don't.
as lavishly.
He just uses one of the basic sprites.
Right. Principal
But,
Earl Dervish. What
but
a name.
he is seen more characteristically in Stadium 2. So.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't remember that. Yeah, what did you think of his hairdo? How do we describe that?
It was something.
It's like got very angular. He must wax it. They're almost like devil horns.
Yeah, they are.
But he's not devilish. He's far too nice, really.
Yeah, I was more so engaged with watching his dancing,
His twirling,
and spinning. Yeah. But Brock's like Priscilla's like I like that he's really into dancing, and so Brock's like, so am I, and rips off his clothes into the blue tights. He starts twirling around too.
Yeah, he's got like a matching outfit suddenly.
And Pikachu and Togepi join in.
That's cute. That was cute.
Very cute. So it's lecture time. Ash steps up to the podium. He's like, the most important thing a Pokemon trainer has to remember is I don't know.
He doesn't remember anything.
And the kids are like, well, just tell us about Pokemon battling. What's Pokemon like? And he's like, oh, I know all about that. I made it to the top 16 in the Indigoleague. Mm-hmm.
And this is where you get that one kid in class who's like, why do we listen to you when you aren't even the winner, loser?
Yeah. Ash, why aren't you bragging about the championship you won?
Because nobody cares about the Orange Islands. They're not canon.
Yeah. You won a trophy, Ash.
He was like, I won the Orange Islands. And they were like, the Orange what?
The who?
That's not even
that doesn't exist.
Generation.
So they go outside to show up kids all of their Pokemon.
Misty calls it there. She's like, okay, let's put a brakes on the lecture thing. Why don't we just let them hang out with our Pokemon? So in the yard, we get a whole bunch of Pokemon out there. Brock's sending out Vulpix, Onix, Zubat, Geodude. Misty's got Psyduck, Goldeen, Staryu, Poliwag. Ash has Bulbasaur, Chikorita. I can't read my writing here.
Squirtle, Heracross, Charizard.
Squirtle, Heracross, thank you. And Charizard. He does bring out the big boy.
And so we get a couple fun character moments from Ash's Pokemon.
Yep.
Now, the kids are super excited. Chikorita's not playing with anyone though. She just goes and stands betwing Ash and Pikachu. Like gives Pikachu the stink eye. He's like, I'm standing beside him.
Right, you get to be around Ash all the time.
Yeah. And then Heracross tries to go suck Bulbasaur off again, but gets fine whipped.
Constantly.
I like that one. We might be getting sick of the tree sap one, but Heracross constantly trying to suck Bulbasaur's pollen is so funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I mean, plus it lets you say Heracross is trying to suck him
suck off
every
Bulbasaur.
episode.
Yeah. But plus it's not nearly as often as Heracross is eating sap.
Because it's less often that they're out together.
Exactly. And so Brock asks about the tower in the distance, and we get told that's Sprout Tower, which you'll know from the games. It is supported by a single beam that sways back and forth. And they ask the kids.
Coincidentally enough, they're going on a field trip there today.
Yeah, and the gang asks like, how does it stay up if it's swaying? And no answer is ever given.
No.
Nope. And so the one kid stares at Pikachu. This is Zachy.
Yeah.
And he's staring at Pikachu. He's like, come on, Pikachu. Leave Ash. You don't need to be with you. Come with me. You'll be so much happier with me. And Pikachu's like, no.
Forget about Ash, kid. I've got all the adventures ready for you.
And so he just tries to take Pikachu. And so he gets shocked.
Oh, yeah. This Zach,
he whines.
He's trouble right now.
He cries and bitches about it like a baby.
Give me Pikachu. He's having a full-on tantrum.
Steals one of Ash's Pokeballs and tries to catch Pikachu. And so Pikachu runs, Zachy chases him. And so Ash has to go look for him. Not the teacher, who is in charge of these children.
Yeah. This whole thing is weird. So we've kind of seen that Ash really isn't mature enough to be teaching in the first place, right? He's doing a poor job in his lecture, has this childish meltdown, and then he's the one dealing with this kid's bad attitude, not the teacher. Wow.
Yeah. So we see Pikachu hiding in the woods, but not very well. His ears are poking up above the bushes. And so Zachy tries to catch him, throws the Pokeball, and he catches something.
What's that? He caught
Pikachu?
Holy crap. Ash runs up. Zachy is so happy. Ash is in disbelief, gets him to drop it, and they fall into a hole.
Bum, bum, bum. It can't be them. Oh, yes, it can, so prepare for trouble. You fell for our plan, so make it double. And then they do some dance to the rest of the...
Yeah, they're in their
motto.
festival outfits.
Yeah.
Like they're in like kimonos and that sort of thing. And I think Meowth is like drumming, so they do like a festival chant.
This beat is out of sight. Meow, that's right.
Now this trap is more economical than their other traps.
Because they didn't fall into it.
Yeah, right. We're not the ones in the hole.
And so they're just like, we'll make this easy. Just give us the Pokeball with Pikachu, and we'll be gone. We'll be out of your way. And Zaki's like, no, I'm gonna use Pikachu. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt. As he throws the ball, and we get a really good synth version of the main theme. And out pops a Bellsprout. To which James goes, Pikachu is sick.
I noted that as one of the funniest moments. Pikachu is sick.
Oh no.
Yeah, that he looks like a Bellsprout. Oh, God, James. Good one, Jimmy.
Yeah, incredible. So Meowth knows, though, that Pikachu will come out and help if the twerp's in danger. So they sit up in a tree, and they use the good old voice transmogrifier to be like, Team Rocket, Pikachu, come help. Team Rocket.
This part was hilarious to me, though, because
but they're gone now, so you can come out.
Because it's Meowth doing it, so he still has... Okay, he sounds like Ash's voice, but he has Meowth's accent. Like, he has Meowth's way of pronouncing certain words,
Yeah.
but in Ash's voice.
So they call Pikachu out. Team Rocket's gone, you can come out now. Pikachu comes out, and Ash is like, no, it's a trap. As they throw the net to Team Rocket from the tree, that's what it's called. Ash and Zaki climb out of it as the trainer theme from Gold and Silver plays. I like this part.
Ooh, very nice.
And they were like, well, let's catch them again. And Meowth's like, oh, I forgot the extra net. Oh.
Yeah. So Pikachu, Thundershocks, and boom.
Twice.
They're out of here.
Bolt them twice. They go blasting off again.
Double fried.
And so we're at the Sprout Tower. Again, instead of going searching for her missing student, this teacher has taken the class on a field trip.
I'll let this random kid who's too immature to even talk to the class go deal with my troublemaker.
They just really don't like Zaki, maybe. It's like, maybe finally we got rid of this
They're
Sprout.
so over him. Every teacher probably has that kid. That they're I would let Ash deal with him.
So they're at the Sprout Tower. The beam really does sway.
Yeah, it's got
Crazy.
that Bellsprout dance
like
down.
in the game. Crazy. Team Rocket crashed onto the roof. And then the teacher's like, the other reason it's called the Sprout Tower is because the beam reminds trainers of themselves when they started out, which was really cheesy and stupid.
But that is sort of the lesson here, that and the reminder that we're still early on in the season, even though it's been 14 episodes. But it is still supposed to be about beginnings. So,
no matter how experienced a trainer is, there's always room to grow. That's the lesson they're taking. Our Brockham is here like, we know someone who could hear that.
But the Team Rocket's listening in. They're kind of above because they crashed on the roof. And they hear that Pikachu is on the way. So they want to do something here at the tower.
We're going to wait, yeah. And so, meanwhile, back to Ash and Zaki. Zaki really hates Bellsprout. Bellsprout's copying him. And Zaki yells at him,
why are you copying me? Don't do that.
And Bellsprout gets startled. And I love when Bellsprout gets startled because one of its eyes pops out. Not both. One of them.
Just one of them. Does like a Looney Tunes pop out.
And so back to the tower, they have a wheezing smoke screen. Makes Priscilla and everybody think, oh, it's fire. We gotta get everybody out of here. So they evacuate. Back to Zaki and Ash. Zaki offers a trade. Pikachu for Bellsprout. And Ash is like, no.
What a good deal, Zaki.
Zaki cries about it.
So Bellsprout, though, is already this like empathetic Pokemon. Definitely like his
silly
Bellsprout.
little guy.
Yeah, he starts dancing to try to cheer up Zach.
Very cute. I love Bellsprout.
Yeah, very cute.
There's a reason I love Bellsprout and the Bellsprout line.
Yeah, you're a Victory Bell vor fetish homie, right?
You can cut the middle two words out of that. I'm a Victory Bell homie.
Yeah, that's all I said. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I believe you. So they see the smoking tower. They rejoin everybody. Everyone's back together again. Thank God. Squirtle and Poliwag come out to water gun the fire. That's not really a fire. And even if it was a fire, that wasn't going to do shit.
Well, it's really not helping because it's not a fire, like you said. Team Rocket's on the roof. They're yelling, the tower's closed for renovations. And inside, they've got some of their Pokemon cutting the beam. They've got like Lickitung and Arbok, I think, with like a giant lumberjack 2-person saw.
Yeah. The thing here about the firefighting, though, from especially Squirtle's perspective, Ash always has Squirtle use water gun in these moments. Squirtle knows hydro pump.
Yeah.
That's more water.
That is more water out of every orifice.
Do it.
More orifices.
And he spins around. You could get him doing hydro pump and then throw him into the middle of the fire.
What's the plural of orifice? Is it orifices?
Orify. Orifice.
Orifol?
Orifers.
Orifers. That sounds cool.
Anyway, Team Rocket, they're trying to saw the beam off the thing, but if they hand over Pikachu, then they'll leave the tower alone. And so Pikachu's like, I got a plan, Ash. And he steps forward. Jessie grabs him, and he shocks her, except they're wearing rubber gloves.
Oh, of course,
usual.
Of course. Yeah, the only time they weren't was last episode because they wanted to die.
Exactly. So they tie Pikachu up, and Ash reaches for another Pokemon, but Meowth threatens to launch the rocket. Did we mention there's a rocket attached to the beam?
Oh, yeah. That was important. So, right, okay, so back like a couple minutes ago, when we mentioned that Arbok and Lickitung are sawing the beam, they also have a rocket above their saw that is strapped with ropes to the beam. And I guess that their Team Rocket's scheme this episode is they are going to launch the tower into space. And
why?
And they're blackmailing Ash for Pikachu. If you don't give us Pikachu, we will launch the tower into space, which is, there never was a why, Kellan. It's just like, it's just very over the top, complicated terrorism.
Like, I can understand them wanting to steal Pokemon, even though, like, it makes more sense and it would be less effort to just go out and catch Pokemon, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, that at least makes some level of sense that, you know, Pokemon have value and whatnot, and rare Pokemon are gonna be worth something. But what do they gain by stealing a tower?
Well, are they stealing it even, or are they destroying it? Like, they're sending it into
what
space.
What do they get?
I think that they're using this as collateral to blackmail, is what their head is going through right now, or is what is going through their head right now. Does that make sense? No. It is a Goldberg machine of a terrorism act. Like, it is very over the top.
In most circumstances, collateral has value to the person who would keep said collateral.
That, I know, that was a big miss, right? Like, what
Team Rocket has no value with this tower. What is the purpose? Are they going to take Sprout Tower to Giovanni?
No, they're going to take it to Mars. They're going to take it to the moon.
They'll be the first homestead on Mars.
A giant
Start to colonize
pagoda.
Yeah.
On the moon.
Someone get Elon Musk on the phone.
Yeah, we've got a real good plan for you.
Yeah.
Put Starlink, put SpaceX, put all of that on hold. You gotta build pagodas on the moon.
Better than most of his ideas. Anyway, Meowth threatens to launch the rocket, but Bellsprout steps in. Bellsprout's gonna take on this one. Razor Leaf releases the remote from Meowth's hands. He throws it. Arbok lunges for it, but Squirtle water guns him, and Bulbasaur grabs it with his vines. And then I noted this music. I don't know what this song is, but it's super fun, and it's got an electric guitar, and I love it.
Yeah, no, the music's sounding really good.
Razor Leaf smacks Lickitung and Weezing off of the rocket, or off of the saw. Team Rocket latch to the rocket, start to take off, and the beam separates, and Bulbasaur and Bellsprout Razor Leaf to free Pikachu and cut the rocket off the tower. And so the rocket's taking off without the beam. The beam somehow lands perfectly square back on the base that it was cut off of.
Yeah, cuts the rocket off the beam. It drops directly on that. Man, that was the craziest Jenga game of Jenga ever. How did it land like that?
The rocket goes flying around like a balloon that you let go.
There's a line in there when they are going vertical from James that I liked, where he goes, "The space program has benefits after all."
Yeah. They fly out of the building, and the tower restabilizes, and the day is saved.
It shakes for like 2 seconds, and then it's just like, oh, I'm chill. Yeah, all right.
And Zachy has realized to appreciate Bellsprout for who he is.
It's that classic, like, learning their lessons super fast in the last 2 minutes of the episode.
Meanwhile, Team Rocket are enjoying the beautiful breeze outside, flying on their rocket until it blows up. They go blasting off again.
They're like so peaceful, right? They're on this thing. They're all zen.
God, I love this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we even get this line. They don't call us Team Rocket for nothing. It's like there truly are a Team Rocket in this moment.
And kaboom! Blasting off again. Excellent. So back at the school, Ash wishes them... Well, he doesn't know what to wish them, except good luck and happy Pokemon.
It's like, all right, see you.
Zachy wishes him luck in the league. Brock doesn't want to leave Priscilla, but she's like, you can stay. And he's like, oh, I can stay and teach with you? She's like, no, you can stay and teach dance with the principal.
Yeah.
Brock doesn't want that.
Also, I don't think you would want to stay with Priscilla because did we ever find out what happened with Ivy?
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. It's like, Brock, you got to learn your lesson. You shouldn't be just staying with random older women because you find them attractive.
Yeah, this makes me wonder. I don't know if the Ivy thing ever gets resolved.
Well, let's see. Yeah.
Guess we'll find out. Are they going to pull a Pidgeot on us again?
Or a GS ball.
Yeah.
So many big open
too many
questions.
And so Zachy's like,
You think I could evolve my Bellsprout into a Weeping Bell and then a Victory Bell someday?
and Ash is like, yeah, and then we'll battle. And they never do because Zachy doesn't come back.
Because he dies?
He dies, yeah. Like right after
It's
this
a
episode.
rare pediatric cardiac condition where his heart explodes.
No. It's the Team Rocket rocket that blew up. A piece of shrapnel just comes and like slices his face off.
And everyone knows you can't live without a face.
Exactly. He bleats out. It was a weird start to the spinoff series. So anyway, the gang head out, and the narrator is like, blah 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 blah. Sometimes little sprouts can stand very tall. Which I
What
like
a
that.
lesson.
What a lesson. And that's the episode.
Literary hour?
Book it.
Okay. Well, Kellan, sometimes, every once in a while, I don't exactly reference a book, and instead I reference reality, or as some might say, the greatest story of all.
Oh, is it David Copperfield making the Statue of Liberty disappear?
No, but you want to talk about that first?
The Team Rocket tried to make the Sprout Tower disappear.
True. How did David Copperfield do that?
Rotating stage.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pretty simple.
Well,
actually.
this was a rocket, Kellan. So very different.
2001
very
Space Odyssey? Is that what we're talking about now? Apollo
No,
13?
I'm actually just talking about a little bit of a history lesson.
Challenger explosion?
I'm talking about this type of tower.
Oh.
Oh my God, Kellan. Did you just bring up the Challenger explosion? Now we're all sad. Have you watched documentaries on that? It's super interesting, though. Oh, you should. It's crazy. But not talking about the Challenger explosion. We're talking about this type of architecture. So this is a type of that central pillar in the middle of Sprout Tower is influenced by a real life central pillar idea from sort of like feudal Japan called Shinbashira. That's the name of the central pillar, the core of these kind of pagodas, and it's long been thought to be sort of like an old school anti-earthquake technique, even in like a very old building style. Apparently these pillars, and they're created to have like a lot of movement to them. There have been situations where there's been earthquakes in modern day that destroyed a ton of modern buildings, and yet these pagodas with these pillars still stood. So in 1995, there was an earthquake, the Hanshin earthquake, that killed 6,400 people. Like, it was brutal earthquake. Yeah, terrifying stuff. Toppled highways, offices, and the port area of Kobe in Japan was decimated. Yet, in that area, a 5-story pagoda at a temple in Kyoto, which is like nearby that area, was unscathed. It survived without any injury, even though buildings around it in that neighborhood got destroyed, like modern buildings. But yet this was a building from like a long time ago, and using this technique of having that central pillar with a lot of movement that can move around and sort of take a lot of the force of the earthquake, it survived. So yes, I'm bringing up the real life event of the Hanshin earthquake. It is interesting, right? I didn't realize that the Sprout Tower was influenced by a real temple design.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, I should have assumed, but it did not.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shall we rate it?
Yes, please.
First category will be... Oh. It's our most recent Pay It Forward category, rotations per episode.
Oh my God. Okay. So this came in here with the Dawn fans, right?
Yeah.
Because they rotate. Reminder, pay it forward is when we add whatever category will give that episode a perfect 10. That goes on until it gets a 0. We will take it out if it receives a 0. This probably doesn't get a 0 because of the rocket zipping around, I think.
Yeah.
However,
Not
are
many.
there any other rotations?
Trying to
Bellsprout's not rotational.
No.
The Razor Leafs are.
Yeah.
Technically.
Let's see. There's
I mean,
not
this
a
isn't
lot.
a strong score, but it's not a
No.
0, right?
I think it's like the biggest argument is the rocket at the end.
And the Razor Leafs, I think. The Razor Leafs spin. They're not kunai, they're shurikens.
Yeah, I think that's base. Oh no, wait, the principal.
Oh my god, Kellan, you cracked the code. It's the
That
principal
cranks
and
it up.
Brock. They're both
cranks it up
rotated.
big.
That cranks it up. Oh,
That's like 6.
That beautiful bastard.
Can't believe we almost
Ernest
forgot about
Dervish.
that
Is that his name?
Earl
Ernest
Dervish.
Dervish? Earl
Earl
Dervish. Earl Dervish,
That's
you
a-
spinning magnificent piece of work.
guy. Piece of meat. Ugh.
Oh, baby.
Actually, I'm gonna go 7.7.
All right, I'll go 6.66. 6.66 because his hair looks like demon horns.
Ah, gotcha. So that's a 7.18 for rotations per
Ooh,
episode, which
pretty high.
lives to see another day.
We're generous this week, Kellan. We're giving out big
4.4.
scores.
Yeah, and second category will be silly Pikachu moments.
The dancing, right? Him and Togepi dance at the beginning, right?
Yep, and then there's also he gets like stretched and pulled apart by the kids at the
So
start.
by the kids,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
But he wants to kill him. he's like, let me kill him, Ash. We'll hide their bodies in the woods. No one will ask a thing.
Pikachu steps forward when Team Rocket's like, "We'll take Pikachu." He's like, "I got this." I think
Who,
that's
me?
that's funny. He hides from Zacky. I think that's kind of cute. Him
That's
hiding,
cute. Mhm.
hiding and running away. Sneaks out when he thinks Team Rocket's gone. There's a few smaller ones, but the spinning around is definitely the bigger one. That gives it a few extra points. I'm gonna go 6. Flat 6.
Yeah. There are much funnier, sillier Pikachu episodes. You know, I think that these are small touches, but they are nice. Probably the dancing is the top one for me. So yeah, I don't want to swing it above average, right? This is kind of in the average territory for cute moments. So I'm gonna go a 4.5.
5, so that's a 5.25 overall, which gives Bout With Sprout a 6.215. So still
Not
above
bad.
average episode.
Yeah, that's a decent score.
And that, my friends, is everything we're looking at this week.
Ooh, we've done it all,
Aw.
Kellan. We had chapter 3 of the Murder of Tracey Sketchit. We had Ignorance as Blissey. We had a Bout with a Sprout. We are
We did
bringing
so much.
content at you, in your face, out of your face, in your ears, out of your ears. It's going crazy. TCAD for life.
And you know what? There's going to be more of it next week because you want to know what we're doing next week?
I really do. I'm very excited, Kellan. What is it?
It's 2 more episodes.
I'm still excited, Kellan.
Pretty normal,
You cannot deflate me.
So next week, we're looking at episode 133, Fighting Flyer with Fire.
Is that the gym battle?
Or in Japanese, Kikyo Gym! Exclamation mark. Sky Battle!
Sky
double exclamation
battle.
mark.
Right, this is a flying gym. So it's in the air.
Followed by episode 134 for Crying Out Loud, or in
Wah, wah.
Japanese, Crybaby Meryl! Exclamation
Ooh, there's
exclamation
another
mark.
Meryl.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Tracy's Meryl, is it?
No.
Guess we'll find out.
This is a Crybaby one.
Ah, that other one didn't cry.
No. But that's next week, so join us for that.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. This has been Kill A Delibird. You can leave comments on the YouTube channel where we have the video versions of the podcast. It's youtube.com/HydraLeech. Audio versions are wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. Kellan is on TikTok, Hydra Leeches, where he does anime error analysis. He also Twitches on twitch.com/HydraLeech.
I'll
We have
tease
some
you a thing.
Crazy sub goals there.
Yeah, I want to tease you a thing or two. First of all, on Twitch right now, I've started a Pokemon randomizer, but literally everything is randomized. So like base stats, moves, move power, move types,
Holy
Pokemon types,
crap.
abilities. It's wild.
What version of Pokemon?
Fire Red.
Fire Red, there you go.
Come along and watch a Sunkern demolish Kanto. It's wild.
Okay.
And on TikTok, a little teaser. I need to actually do the work for it, but I'm gonna start another little series of ranking every single Pokemon green sprite.
Okay. Oh, and the green ones are pretty crusty, aren't they?
Some of them are crusty. Some of them are actually pretty cool, and that's what made me want to do it.
I'm excited. I'm going to watch that. That sounds fun.
I was looking at them and I was like, these sprites get a lot of flack, but some of them are actually really cool looking. So,
Oh, sweet.
like, you look at Charizard, it's bad. It's very bad.
They
But
just
I
have a
think Abra-
reputation of being crusty, right?
Yeah, but I think Abra actually looks pretty cool in
Okay.
green. So,
Cool.
so stay tuned for that. Anyway,
Yeah, very
continue.
excited.
Intro
Well,
outro music,
just to read
80
your
Synth
intro
Wave
outro music
by Alexi
80
Action.
Synth Wave by Alexi Action. You can reach us at 2killadelibird@gmail.com. Also on Twitter, 2killadelibird. Send in your questions, that sort of thing.
Keep an eye on the YouTube channel for the rest of the Pokemon Snap versus. I'm trying to get the rest of that out.
So
Trying to get
only
that done.
one more, you think, or how many?
2, I think.
2 more? Yeah.
2, yeah. As of
Yeah, and
recording
check
this,
those
one of them
out
might
on
be out
YouTube
at this
if
point.
you want to see our play along of Pokemon
I
Snap.
believe it'll be 8 episodes total.
All right. Yeah, that's
That's
it.
it. Too many plugs. A lot of plugs. We need to stop doing things.
We
And
should
then-
just record it so it just plays every time.
That's true.
But whatever.
Then we have to edit it every time there's something new to do. Eh,
Plus, you all love us bantering about nonsense, right?
Yeah, and us
Social media
interrupting each
bullshit.
other because of the Discord delay constantly.
Because we forget everything, because our brains are rotting because of the TikTok, which we are also promoting.
Oh God! And then to top it all off, meat is $50 a pound, and,
And
my
global
wallet's
warming,
crying.
and Biden's America, and
Ah!
unemployment. Ah!